Man, I love these TSN articles because they go out there and they give quotes. I'll give a big disclaimer at the beginning of this video. There is a snow flurry. It's like some Arctic air thing coming down from the north here in Vancouver. It is snowing like crazy. And I was not prepared for this. So there are a lot of people that are outside doing stuff. There are shoveling and snow plowing machines that are out there. So if you hear any of that equipment in the background of this video, then I apologize. I record my stuff beside a window. It's out of my control. But we're talking today about the Philadelphia Flyers and Anaheim Ducks drama because we had ourselves a recent interview done with Cutter Gauthier as he speaks out on the fallout of the trade. Now, I'll say this, before we even dive into the comments that are shared in this video or any of the quotes that are actually shared afterwards, don't go out there and send a 19-year-old guy death threats. I get it, there's anonymity online. People like that. People like being able to say what they want to say without having their names attached to it. Don't send any ill will towards a 19-year-old kid that involves him and his family dying. That's not cool. And anybody who does that, not cool. I don't care how invested you are emotionally into the Philadelphia Flyers or into the profile that Cutter Gauthier displayed at the World Juniors. It's uncalled for. Don't do that. Be a normal human being. So let's scroll down and read what exactly this article has to say. Take a look at the opening paragraph here. Newly acquired Anaheim Ducks prospect Cutter Gauthier spoke Wednesday on the fallout from his decision to not play for the Flyers and subsequent trade for Jamie Drysdale. Gauthier, who said he'll continue to keep his reasons for not joining the Flyers a private matter, spoke out on the backlash he's received since Monday's trade. Now, before we dive into these quotes, let's just highlight this a little bit. Private matter. Bro, like just a few days earlier at the World Juniors itself, you totally prospects that you grew up as a Penguins fan and playing for the Philadelphia Flyers as a rival may not come across all too well. I think it's pretty obvious why this guy didn't want to play for the Flyers, but at the end of the day, he doesn't really have the right or the necessity to tell other people why that is. It's just, it's what he wanted. Nothing really else about that. Let's try to zoom in if we can make this article look a little bit better. Okay, is that better? It's a little too close. Okay, here you go. This is a bit better. There's been a lot of good and bad, Gauthier said on a call with reporters per The Athletic. A 19-year-old kid getting a lot of death threats and a bunch of thousands of people reaching out and saying just some pretty poor things. That I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. It's pretty tough to see, obviously, but it's a business. With all the rumors spreading around that aren't true, it's kind of tough to go out and say one word or anything to kind of quiet those people. But, people are going to have opinions. People are going to say things. I can't tell them to have an opinion or not. It's definitely been a little bit of a stressful situation the last 24 hours. He then also told the Anaheim Ducks via Zoom, I can't be more thrilled about Anaheim and what they've got coming up here. I'm really excited to get out there. And I guess why shouldn't he, right? There are a lot of young pieces with the Anaheim Ducks. We've already talked about the idea of Cutter Gauthier playing with a Mason McTavish or playing with a Leo Carlsson, not even to mention Trevor Zegras, who may be on his way out soon. Who really knows? He's also injured, so that's not an immediate option. There is a lot of hope for the Anaheim Ducks with their young guys. So Cutter Gauthier heading over to that squad, not surprised that he's excited about it. Plus, SoCal, right? Sunny California, going out there and just chilling with the sun beaming. That sounds like a pretty good life. We had ourselves some extra comments, though. Danny Briere, this is what he said about the Cutter Gauthier trade. We were trying to protect the kid. We were hoping that at some point he would change his mind and want to play with us. He had already changed his mind to not play with us, though. He looked at us at the draft and told us he was built to be a Flyer, wanted to be a Flyer, and then a few months later he told us that he didn't want to be a Flyer. He didn't want to play for us. The 19-year-old, though, denied that his decision to leave was linked anyway to not wanting to play for head coach Tortorella, who was hired by the team in 2022. All those rumors that I was scared of John Tortorella, that's not the case at all. I've had many tough coaches throughout my whole life, and I think that any coach I'll play for would love to have me on their team. I want to do whatever it takes to win. If they're a hard, yelling, screaming kind of coach, I roll with the punches. I'm never going to disrespect or talk back to a coach. I'm going to give it my all every single shift. Tortorella being there was definitely not the reason why I didn't want to play in Philly. And it is kind of interesting to me to see Cutter Gauthier be so open about reasons why he wouldn't have wanted to play in Philly, or reasons why he wouldn't have not wanted to play in Philly. There you go. That's the better terminology. He's going out there and disputing, oh no, it's not because of Tortorella, it's not because of this, it's not because of that. But he's keeping the real reasons private to himself. He's just like, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Take it or leave it. That's kind of the vibe I get from these comments. But at the very least, at least we know it's not John Tortorella that made Cutter Gauthier not want to play him. I actually met Torts during development camp 2 years back. I was super excited and thrilled to meet him. Obviously, being a big name in hockey in the coaching industry, I definitely was not going to be against playing him whatsoever. There also was the Kevin Hayes thing that was shared out and called out by Kevin Hayes himself. And then Cutter Gauthier says this about the Kevin Hayes situation. I haven't spoken to him in a long time. I just wanted to clarify that. It's not just his word against everyone else's. I wanted to make sure that it's known that he was definitely not involved in this whatsoever. It's kind of disrespectful to him and his name that was being brought into this. So even Cutter Gauthier himself is going out and disputing the notion that Kevin Hayes, of all people, was involved in this Cutter Gauthier doesn't want to play in Philadelphia situation. I get it, there was a little bit of drama earlier on. Even John Tortorella said that same thing, that there were some disagreements with him and Hayes, but that to throw Hayes' name under the bus was not cool. John Tortorella, I'm pretty sure you saw the quote already, but he said this, "Are you kidding me? You think Kevin Hayes is going to do something like that? It just pisses me off that you guys throw that around and affect someone's life. Kevin Hayes and I had a problem and we couldn't come to an agreement how to play. But that's a good man. And what you said is going to stay with him. That's what you guys don't understand. You're going to sit there and say you have the right sources. That was a pretty big deal. But either way, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go ahead and read this article yourself. There are a few extra things here, but pretty much the entire piece is just quotes from Gauthier about the fallout. Cutter Gauthier's biting back, man. He's saying that business decision, he doesn't want to have gotten the death threats and whatever that it is that he got, but at the end of the day, he's in a place now where he's a lot happier to play. He did not want to play for the Philadelphia Flyers, and now he's in a position where he's better. So, Philadelphia Flyers fans, how do you feel about this situation? I waited till the end of the day to make this video, mostly because the Flyers don't play a game tonight, and there is a little bit of breathing room for this team. Good shootout win over the Montreal Canadiens yesterday, by the way. That was a fun watch. I mean, my goodness, the overtime was pretty disastrous from both sides, but still. Flyers fans, what are your thoughts on Cutter Gauthier's comments as to why he wanted to get traded? How he's keeping the real reasons private, how he's really just disputing all these other situations. Oh no, it's not Kevin Hayes. Oh no, it's not Tortorella. He's not really giving you the real reason, but it's pretty easy to see where things are going now. What are your thoughts on the way he has responded to the trade, and what are your thoughts on Jamie Drysdale? I thought he played a pretty good game yesterday, all things considered, against the Montreal Canadiens. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.